Hey, Instagram. I hope everyone's having a glorious day today. We are going to have a phenomenal and glorious conversation today with Mr. Chito D. And it looks like we got him in. Ah, glorious. And there we go.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How's everything with you?
Everything's going gloriously.
There you go.
Where are we getting you from? Success. Hold on, we got you sideways.
I see that. Let me
Whatever.
try these filters out.
Do the interview, whichever direction you want. I think
Oh, there you go.
I was gonna
I
try.
got you now. How you doing?
I am doing awesome. Just having a good Sunday here, hanging out at home. Where are we getting you
Where
from?
you look? I'm in I'm in Hawthorne, California.
Oh,
Kind of
nice.
like by like the Ram Stadium.
Now,
I mean the Ram Stadium is literally up the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that. I
They're
mean,
fixing it up around here.
oh, they're making it nice.
Yeah. But
Very
they
good.
always they always tend to stick the football field or baseball field in the ghetto because by the forum, the where the Rams stay right now it's pretty much used to be a ghetto.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you couldn't walk around here at night. I mean if you know the place, I still wouldn't advise you, but yeah, I mean it's not a place that you could just automatically stroll at night. That ain't
Yeah,
gonna happen.
but you think it's changed, that's changing now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
changing now.
and
I
hopefully,
think they're gonna stick the Clipper Stadium across the street.
dang.
So they're putting some work into it.
Listen, now that's only good if they're not forcing people out of their homes.
Well, that they're doing. They're buying property over here. Like it's gentrification is,
Yeah,
yeah. Everybody's buying property over here.
but
I
no,
mean,
but
you can't go wrong. I mean, most of the people you could rent it.
yeah, but I mean, they're not if they're not like buying it up and then like kicking people out, like you know what I mean? Or
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
mm,
They're gonna tell people, offer them some money and relocate. I tell my mom. My mom lives
mm,
on 108th, which you could see the stadium from her house.
oh no,
But I tell my mom you should rent out your parking lot when the games come on because parking is very expensive,
yeah,
and you can make some extra cash.
ab-
Letting you could get two cars in your parking spot. Why not do it? Why
and
not?
and okay, right
And
here,
I mean, Super Bowl was you know a couple of weeks ago, a month ago.
she could have made.
She could have got yeah. I told her if you don't do it, I'll do it.
She's not on Instagram, is she?
No.
Oh man, I was about to say, or I was about to implore. I was like, Cheeto's mom, you can make some
I
real.
I tell her, might as well just do it.
Yeah,
That cash that you make can pay your rent. You know.
absolutely. And hold on, my wife just opened the door, so I'm assuming my microphone is too loud. Okay, there we
No, it's good.
But well, speaking of how your mom can make some extra money, that's not a good segue, because it is not directly where we at. But I do want to start, Cheeto. I do want to start by just having you share your story.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, this is why we're here. This is the Cheeto show. And as cool as
Yeah.
your mom is, I'm sure she's pretty cool.
It's your birthday today.
Oh my gosh! Well, happy birthday! What's her name?
Yeah. Artemia.
A what?
Artemia.
Artemia?
Yeah.
Well, Artemia Diaz, I hope you are having a glorious day. Happy birthday to you. You need to get on Instagram so you can hear this. Okay. Oh, well, happy birthday. That's awesome. Uh,
Thank you.
absolutely. But I'd love to hear your story about, tell us what happened.
What happened to me?
Yeah.
Um, it was around May. I would say a little bit after Mother's Day, not too long after. I mean, I don't know the details of that because the ambulance, um, they picked me up, but I don't remember anything.
Mm.
I don't remember getting picked up. I don't remember being on life support. I don't remember any of that stuff. And I don't really tell my mom because it just brings back too many memories that she doesn't like.
That she doesn't want.
Um, yeah, she doesn't want to relive it. And I don't blame her.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't blame her.
of course not. But I mean, at the same time, like,
Yeah.
is that hard for you?
Lately it has been. Lately I've been wanting to, what got me to the hospital? I went to see my neurologist last week, and even he didn't know what happened to me.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah. He told me to send him my medical records, and he could tell me more or less what happened to me. But I mean, it's been more than a year, so I'm just like in my head, I don't know what happened to me.
So really?
Yeah, yeah.
So okay, well, what do you know? Okay, so you woke up in the hospital?
I woke up in daycare, and I was on life support for almost a couple months. But I found out that I have a shunt in my hip.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually put that in at the hospital when I was on life support.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up taking it. I didn't know that. I just found that out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
So
you don't know the details of what happened. You just
getting picked up, no. I mean, I went to sleep one day and I woke up with a bunch of ladies taking care of me.
oh my gosh.
So yeah, I woke up on the bed and hooked up to this machine, a tube in my stomach. I was getting fed through my stomach, and then I was there for about 13 days. But I had another stroke at daycare,
Oh,
so they sent me to the hospital. So I was at the hospital for a while, for like 3 months. 3 months.
were you when
So
you were in the hospital? Were you weren't on a ventilator? You weren't in a coma?
this I was already out. I was on a coma when they picked me up.
Huh. But not when you were in the hospital.
Yeah,
But for that long time, you were not. You were.
no, only when I got picked up. When I got sent back the second time to the hospital, I couldn't talk, but they uh they just had me in a room and just I would see people walk by, go by.
Mm,
It was it was pretty nuts because I didn't know what happened to me,
yeah.
and my memory was just it wasn't great.
What and that's no and I totally get that. I mean, I I've talked about this. You know, I wrote this like memoir because about the first year after my accident, pretty much,
Uh,
because I don't remember it, and I want
you know what?
to name it.
Mine comes back in pieces.
Hmm.
Yeah, like even now, I'll be like, oh shit, I remember. Or I mean, I'm not allowed in the kitchen because I got the kitchen on fire, so I'm not allowed in the kitchen.
What? Okay, back up. You can't drop that and just leave that there. You can't just say
Yeah, I got the
tell us
kitchen.
that
I
story.
got the kitchen on fire. It's all black right now.
What happened?
I was had something on the stove and it caught fire. But I forget if I do something, I need to learn that I need to do it then. Because if I leave it and sit down, I forget about it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the smoke detectors, you know, I mean the smoke detectors were like carbon monoxide poisoning, and
Yeah.
I was, oh shit, yeah.
Oh my god. So then, so for you, like, what you and I'm seeing all the. I don't know about you, Cheeto, and I forgot to mention this at the start. I'll just say this, like, I love you people commenting. I don't know about Cheeto, but for me, I cannot do an interview and read your comments. You're glorious and
I
wonderful.
I know that already. I can't do it either.
Yeah.
My reading is, I mean, if I want to see, I can't do it.
Hmm.
It has to be one on one with it.
Yeah, and I could read the comments or interview you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
I can't do both.
yeah. I can't do both either. I
Yeah.
mean, I see some people on there, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I always want to let them know, like, we're not ignoring you. We promise.
It
Um,
happens. It happens.
but so I'm so dang, and so okay, so before you, so you have the stroke, and is it tied?
Yes.
Is it something that I guess, do you know if that's tied to uh do they know what caused that at all, or they don't?
Well, I haven't been told exactly what happened to me. Some doctors think it was hypersyphilis. Some doctors think I ate something, but they will have to get my medical records for that to
Ate something.
pinpoint. Yeah, they think I ate something that wasn't good for me.
Well, I'm like, but I'm like, to eat something that caused to have a stroke. I'm like,
I like something raw, like pork. They thought I ate pork.
uh
Yeah,
you know, I shouldn't comment because I'm not a medical professional, but I'm like,
yeah.
I feel
You
like,
ima- you imagine me telling this to doctor? I mean, they don't even know what happened to me, and
mhm.
I'm like, okay, yeah,
So that's terrifying because,
yeah, it is. I mean, the doctor tells me, well, why didn't you take anxiety medicine? One is because you gave it to me,
mhm.
and second of all, I don't like going to sleep. Last time I went to sleep, I didn't wake up. I woke up months. I was on life support.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
sleepy for me it wasn't huge.
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Because it's terrifying because you don't know if it could. I guess you're feeling like if it could happen again.
exactly. I mean, I didn't feel it the first time, but or the second time. I didn't feel it at all. I was in the hospital. I didn't feel when I got the third time.
Uh
I
huh.
didn't feel it. I just woke up. I was in the hospital, and in the hospital, I couldn't talk. They had to have some machine on me.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, so they had a machine that I had to wait for
Uh-huh.
about a week, and then I had my stroke in this pandemic, so I couldn't have anybody around me. No family, not my kids. Uh, I couldn't have anything.
So wait. So then, so you're in the hospital and
Uh,
for this long time, and you're all alone.
exactly.
Okay. Talk to us about that. Because that must your mental health. How was that?
You know what? Oh, it's there. I mean, there's not much that I can do. here, with insurance. I mean, if you really want help around here, the best thing to do is to do it yourself.
Mm.
Get it yourself. You want to get up. I mean, I'm not going to wait for the doctor to tell me to get up and walk. I'm going to go do it, and it's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. But I'm curious though, like, so for you, you're in the hospital and you can't see anybody,
No,
and then but you're I guess determined to get better.
exactly.
So is that what
I,
gets
di- I,
you?
di- I didn't like being in the position I was in.
Mm.
Yeah. I didn't like being in the bed. I had kids. I had a newborn. I had a kid that was 3, 4 months old.
Oh my gosh.
And when I woke up, he could almost walk.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I missed pretty much his first year.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that's gotta. Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me that part is I mean, I don't like it, but I didn't like being in the bed. I didn't know that I could walk again or talk, but in the hospital I wasn't feeling it. And especially like in the hospital, if I wanted to talk to my parents or my family, it had to be like this, me and you. It had to be through FaceTime, through phone. And I didn't like that.
Well, because like I mean, this whole there's a distance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
Oh my. And your kids, you couldn't see your kids.
I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't, well, through the phone, but that didn't do it for me, you
No.
know? I couldn't do any of that.
Well, especially well, no, because especially for your baby. You know,
Um, yeah,
I mean, my daughter's two, and she can focus on FaceTime for a hot second,
yeah,
but then I'm distraction.
yeah.
I'm sure it's much worse with a little baby.
It was hard for me. Yeah, it was hard for me. I didn't, you know, I don't have a son. I didn't have a son. So, out of my family, I have a son. My brother, my little brother has one. Um, but out of my blood, my dad, I'm the only one of his kids that has a son.
Oh my gosh.
So everybody has girls. My brother has girls. I have girls. So we're a huge family. You
Oh,
know, we have a large family.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so well, I mean that must have made that. I mean, I can imagine that must have made COVID hard.
COVID was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, today too, everything around here is still on lockdown.
Really.
Yeah, a lot of it is still on lockdown. And then with me, everybody doesn't want me to get sick. Uh,
Of course.
don't get me sick. Don't get. So that makes it harder. You know, we don't want him getting sick.
Yeah.
So
Be-
yeah, that makes it hard.
Yeah, because it's like if we get because for you, I'm guessing they're like we don't want to mess up Cheeto's recovery.
You don't want to be that person that got me sick or came close to getting me sick. Oh, I didn't do it. Yeah, we
Or
don't want that.
I understand. So like yeah, I'm not obviously not to the same level. But like I don't have a spleen.
Ah,
I lost that in my accident, and so like during the first part of COVID, everyone was like, "Okay, I'll wear a mask around you." If they didn't want to wear a mask, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Ah.
okay, I'll wear one for you,
Yeah.
which was great. I mean, because it was like, I mean, this thing's a real thing. It's happening. I mean,
Yeah.
for you though, I mean, like, did you like that, or did you like the concern for you, or was it just exhausting?
I didn't like it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Everything is because COVID hits. I mean, I'm here with my kids right now.
Hmm.
My kids take care of me. So a couple months ago, I had COVID.
Oh my gosh.
I ended up with it,
Oh my god.
and my daughter already had it. And once she found out, I took a test here. Once they found out I had it, they left. I ain't having it. My daughter's boyfriend lives across the street, so she just went and stayed over there for about a week.
Yeah.
Gave me some time to recover, and then my oldest daughter, she didn't get it, but nobody got it, but nobody wanted to be around me. I was like, I don't blame them.
Of course not, but that's
Yeah.
then that's got to be hard because that's like COVID. It's like your time. It's like a reminder of what was.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't like it, but it came. I was in bed for like 2 days, and I was wondering why am I so tired? But it was the COVID.
It was a
It
COVID,
just
man.
it was COVID.
Well, and I'm sure for you, I mean, do you have exhaustion as a result of, or do you have fatigue as a result of the stroke?
Yes.
So then,
Yeah, I have to lay down constantly.
yeah.
But I learned that the hard way. I was getting up and going walking, and I would come home and I'd be tired and I still go walking, or I would sit in the corner somewhere. But a friend of mine was like resting, learn how to rest.
Hmm.
And that was a big difference. Once I learned how to rest, I realized that, yeah, okay, I need to give my body a rest.
Because you were just pushing it.
I was just pushing it,
Was it the desire
and I was in
to get better?
to get better. Yeah, because in the hospital I couldn't walk. So for me, it was like walking a block or two. It was big for me. And then I was doing a mile, then I was doing 2 miles, then I was doing 3 miles. And then one day I decided, well, I'm going to go pick up my medicine. And I walked over there. And yeah, on the way back, once I started zigzagging back and forth, like I came out of a bar in the morning, I knew my legs were giving out. I knew I went too far.
How far is
And
it?
I think it was a total like 4 miles.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So it was like, I told my brother, my oldest brother, and he got mad at me for doing that. But
He's like, you
yeah,
can pass out.
yeah, he told me not to do it no more. So I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
Yeah, but
But
so, I
yeah,
mean,
my girls put a GPS on me. Yeah. So that way they know where I'm at all times. I walk out the path, she knows. I'm on a certain block, they know. And all they got to do is look at their phone.
and if they see you more than 2 miles out, they're gonna blow
Yeah,
up. They're gonna blow up
I'm
your.
not supposed to. I'm not supposed to, but I mean, that's all I got right now is walking, talking. I couldn't do that before.
Yeah, is that for you? I mean, I mean, and this is where the great place where I'm like I'm forgetting my questions because we're just talking. No, because well, this is what I want. It's like we're getting a conversation. But it's like I guess I am wondering where you're like what were the like you struggled with you started walking and then you struggled
uh,
with talking and is that do you still struggle with moving around or no?
yeah, I still do. I still do. My balance is not that great. My vision. I got to wear glasses now.
Hmm.
So
Is that affect you? Can you drive?
no,
Hmm.
I haven't. They took my license away,
Hmm.
so I don't mind. I mean, with gas prices over here, I really don't care. You can take my license all you want.
Look, yeah, I mean California. We hear on the
Yeah,
news the worst.
it's almost $7 over here, man. I ain't missing it. I
Oh,
mean, they took if you're gonna take my license, I mean, this is the time to do it. You know,
yeah. You're like, 'cause it's
yeah,
not
go
coming in
ahead.
handy at all.
They want me to do it like every year, so they want to give it to me for a year, take it away, reapply for it. If they're gonna do that, then just keep it.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't need to drive. It's not worth it. I mean, a car for me would be great to, like, if I'm going up the street, the market's right up the street. So if I'm gonna go close by, yeah, I couldn't drive long distances. I couldn't
Mm.
do that, or I wouldn't be. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to hurt somebody else.
Of course,
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to do that.
because you know, like, this might not go well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to. Yeah, not me.
Well,
Somebody can pick me up.
well, I'm looking back at these, and I feel like you've already answered this. I mean, most challenging part of your recovery, would you say that was just being in the bed?
Yeah, being in the bed was hard
Mm.
because I mean I couldn't do anything in the bed. I mean they had an alarm on my bed. I must have been trying to get up because they had to put an alarm on my bed.
Yeah.
So for me it was yeah I didn't like it. Recover. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't eat. I
Mm.
couldn't eat. Everything had to be through my stomach. They would give me. I mean I pretty much eat that way right now anyways. You know I eat a lot. I drink a lot of shakes
Uh-huh.
like in the hospital, but. I mean, that was a big thing for me is eating. I wanted to eat so bad because I had all these trucks that would feed. Well, I wouldn't say truck, hand trucks that would feed the workers in the morning.
Uh-huh.
So I could smell them and I could see them. So I was all, and one day I just like yes, but I had no money. I had no money. I had no phone. It was during COVID, so they couldn't come in. I was like,
Oh gosh.
yeah. And
Since
I was just like, I just want something. But X-ray, all that stuff had to be done first
mhm.
to see if I could swallow. So if I could drink the milk. But once they X-rayed me and once they gave me the green light to eat, I was hell yeah, give it to me. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I
Yeah.
didn't miss it. I didn't miss any of that.
Well,
You
so,
know,
but how did you cope when you were in this place where you were just watching life happen, where they were torturing you with this food? How did you
you
cope?
know what? I didn't like daycare. Daycare was not for me.
Mm.
I didn't like daycare whatsoever. I mean, the older people, you got to remember that I'm being watched by a lot of people. So these people, if they have a bad day, if you bring it to work and you're taking care of people,
Hmm.
then you got to deal with their bad days.
Yeah.
I didn't like that because they would come in either a bad day or angry, and they would like for me it would be like, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We'll get him out of the way first. So they would give me a bath or
Mm.
change my stomach and my urine. So all that would come out. But some people will give me cold baths. And I didn't like that.
What do
Like, yeah, like cold baths.
you, mm.
I would get a bath that was just cold. And I mean, I'm not dead. I could feel it. So
Dang.
I didn't really like that.
So they would just be like, they were just like, let's just get this done.
Just to get it done.
Yeah, there's not even like,
And,
let's wait. Yeah, because you wouldn't, yeah, obviously with a hot bath, you got to like do it right. It takes some meticulous,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
is the water temperature's okay? But with cold bath, I just turn that on and I'm just like,
yeah. Turn it on and give it to him and let's go.
oh,
And then they will leave me there. They will leave. Okay, we got him done. Let's get everybody else done. And then they will leave me alone. But you imagine being in a room by yourself
mhm.
all day. Just come in, check on you. Okay, leave.
And what do you have to do? Is it just TV?
Nothing. There was no TV in daycare. I could hear the TV, but I couldn't see it.
So you were
Uh,
in prison.
yeah, on a bed. Yeah, I couldn't move. I couldn't. My sister-in-law was nice enough to get. There was young people there, real young people. They were a lot nicer. But the older people were more. Let's just get him done, get him out the way, and he's in here. He can't walk. He ain't gonna bug us because there was people that would walk around over there, but I couldn't walk, so
Yeah, so they're just like least of our concerns.
least of our concerns.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what got you through that?
You know what? I'm lucky that I had a stroke and ended up at the hospital because I didn't like daycare.
Hmm.
So the hospital was much better. They were more attentive over there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't like being in the hospital. You know how many times I wanted to escape?
Hmm.
But in my head, I was escaping every day. But I would stop to realize, well, shit, I can't walk. I can't go anywhere. They
And
could
better just
do this all you want. I
yeah.
can't go anywhere. I can't walk. Yeah.
Oh, dang. I mean, and I guess the thing that kept you from spiraling, was it family? Was it faith? Was
I mean, I wanted to see my family big time. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. I'm not a huge religious person. I mean, I know you're a religious person. I'm not a big religious
Yeah,
person.
yeah. That-
Yeah, my family is big time Catholic. You know, I have a big tattoo of God on my neck,
mhm.
but I just feel, I'm not going to visit him or go to his home or just ask for help when I need it. Then I'm not ready.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
it? But I mean, for you, I
Yeah.
guess you're raised in a Catholic family, but like your Catholicism, like, is not a huge
Yeah.
part. But like, I would imagine that for you, like your kids, was that the thing? Like, I just got to see them again.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to do that. Am I going to see my kids again or my family? You know, it all came into play. All of it.
So that's the thing. Well, because I'm thinking like, I mean, I'm just thinking about you being in that bed, being in daycare, right? And I'm like, you have to have some hope of something.
For me, it was walking. For
Uh-huh.
me, it was walking, and then I knew how to learn how to talk again.
Uh-huh.
Um, but walking for me was really big. Like for me, I wouldn't take no for an answer.
Uh-huh.
So as much as I hated recovery, I hated recovery.
Mm.
But learning how to walk again was important, you know, because I
Oh
went
yeah,
from a
because that's
hospital bed.
independence.
Yeah, I went from a hospital bed to a wheelchair to a walker to walking sticks to at least being able to walk now. And last
Yeah.
week I went bowling, which my brother was wow. I went bowling. And he was surprised. Like you can imagine, he was like he was shocked that I was bowling.
Hmm.
Because I guess he's seen the worst of me. So in his head was, look at this dude. And he told me, he goes, man, look at you. You're bowling. You should be happy about that.
Hmm.
And I wasn't happy as he was, but yeah. I mean, when I thought about it, I was all, yeah, you know?
Well, I mean, you're like, I mean, to be able to have this second chance at life, and then to be able to be moving and independent, like, this is everything.
Yeah. Yeah, because before I couldn't. So when I make these little videos of me like walking or I'm talking, it's because I couldn't do it. Just
Yeah.
just months ago was on a walker in a wheelchair. So yeah, I don't.
Well, and people who've never lost that don't understand what a big deal that is.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
yeah, it's like I remember, like for me, that was the same thing. I was in a wheelchair for a while, and I'd be like, I just want to walk. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I want.
For me, it was my son because
Hmm.
I had a about 3 4 month old son. So for me, it was important that he comes over here and I want to be able to do things with him. And I can only do so much with them, but I'll take it. You know, I'll definitely take that because before I couldn't
Yeah.
walk. So now that I'm walking, I can play with them. He keeps me on my toes. So
Well, but and you I understand his feelings. Like you want to be able to be that dad.
exactly.
You know. Yeah, I get it. Like I see, I I wrote a piece about about being a dad to a mixed race daughter,
Uh,
and in the picture that they put on the people who published it on the website where they published it, they put a picture of a dad holding his daughter up in the air like this.
uh.
I was like, oh man, yeah, that would be great.
That would do it up.
Yeah, but that's I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure, but for you, but it's just like, okay, you know what? I can do this. Is that what you're feeling like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's certain things I can't do. I mean, obviously I can't drive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Walking is a bit hard, but I force myself to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I went from just taking little steps to, I mean, I'm walking now, which is a good thing
Yeah,
because my doctors think like I shouldn't be doing any of this. You're walking and, uh, you weren't doing that before. So for
yeah,
them, it's like, yeah, yeah. So for me right now, it's like focus on your recovery.
yeah.
You know, that's
Focus
what
on
it's been here. It's either do that or sit on the sofa.
and
You know,
just be sad.
be sad.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do? After I'm done with you, I'm probably gonna go for my walk. And
that's awesome.
yeah, you know, go see my son. I got invited to a barbecue, so I'll probably go to that.
Glorious.
Cool. Yeah. So
And
which I couldn't do before. So yeah, why not?
enjoy the thing because I guess what you're sort of saying is like now that you have this gratitude that you didn't
You
before.
know what? Yeah, because it's different when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
When you're young, you don't appreciate it like you do today.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was young, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like yeah, well, absolutely. When you're young and you're just like life is just there's all these things to
yeah.
complain about.
Oh, my I grew up in it was very violent the way I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like this ain't even my first, my second, my third. It ain't even my first time being grateful. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
this is several. I was stabbed when I was 14. I've been shot at. It's been a lot. But then you take it more like, yes, this happened to me. And with you and your friends, you're like, yes. It's more of a badge of honor than
Mm-hmm.
anything. But when this happened, I was already like 46. So for me, I'm up in age. All my friends are married. Um, yeah, it was different because then you appreciate it more. Like, okay, now you got to appreciate life. So yeah,
Well, because so for you, you had these near death experiences, and
yeah,
and I guess they give you an appreciation, but not in, I guess you're saying, like, not in the way that lasts like this.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is better. I mean, I wouldn't say the stroke, but I mean, it happened to me, and I just got to make the best of it. You
Yeah.
know, I can't loaf around and be upset. And it happened. It happened. The only thing I could do is move forward.
Yeah. It's
You
just,
know, and so all I can do is move forward, man.
yeah,
Because if I dwell on it, it's just gonna, yeah, it's not gonna be great.
because it's not going to get, what does that do for you?
Huh?
I said, because that does nothing for you. Just,
No, exactly.
well, I'm, let's see, hold on, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm looking, see, this is good. Like I said, I'm looking back at my questions, which is good because we're getting lost in this good conversation. Um,
Oh.
but I do want to know for you, because I think this is a good question. What is something that you know now, that you wish you could tell yourself at the start of the brain injury or start of the stroke?
Started the stroke. Well, I mean, I didn't know I had the stroke.
Well, so as the start of your recovery, I should say.
Just keep going, keep pushing. You know, that's all I could do is keep going. You know, I make these videos of me walking, and it's just I couldn't do it. So it's very important, and I want other people, especially stroke survivors, to just get up and do it,
Yeah.
or get up and do what you can. You
Yeah.
know, that's all
So
you could do.
yeah, it's like, okay, you maybe can't run, but you can take some
You
steps.
know, you know what I can do? I can't jog.
Hmm. Is that what you want to do?
Is that what I want to do?
Yeah, is that the next step?
You know what? Jogging makes it worse. But jogging, yes,
What is?
I can run because I don't go back and forth. But when I jog, I tend to,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Weeble walk.
because yeah, when I talk to you, um, like you can't see it, but I'm dizzy all the time. I'm spinning
Really?
like this 24/7. So it's not going to change. I have to learn to accept that.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah,
no way, and they're not expecting that to heal.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Well, they told me it would, but I mean, I, I don't look for the day. You know, I used to wear an eye patch.
Hmm.
I don't have an eye patch now,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's I just go with it. There's days that I feel good. There's days that I feel like shit. There's days I don't want to be bugged. There's days I have too much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and I think that's like, and I think a hard part about that though is like, is because it's not, you don't wear it on your, as a disability that's not clear, it's a hidden disability. So when you do feel like crap, you
yeah,
know, people don't know.
yeah. There's just days I don't want to be bugged. And that it tends to if I'm doing too much. If
Mm.
I'm doing too much, there's days that just leave me alone. I just need to recover.
Yes.
And I learned that. I learned that in this process, I need to just learn to rest my body. Because
Mm.
there was times where I wouldn't rest my body. I wanted to walk so bad that I would force myself to do these things. And then I would wonder, well, why am I so tired? I
Mm.
would come home and I'd be tired. But then I realized, you need rest. So there's what I do now is one day I'll go out if I do a long walk, I gotta wait. I'll
Mm.
do I'll do like a little bit, and I'll come home and I'll rest that day. And then the next day I do it again. And then the next day I'll rest. And then the next day. Before it was more every day.
Because
But resting your body is the key.
because I guess you
Rest your
yeah.
body and you'll be all right. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I see a guy right here that Michael Kim, you interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
I see him. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see him on him.
Oh yeah, no. He's
He
awesome.
actually lives about 50 miles from me, which is not far. But he has a shunt. He's the only other guy that I've met that has a shunt in his head.
Uh-huh.
I haven't met anybody else that has one. Yeah.
Dang. No, and Michael's a
Yeah.
nice man.
Huh?
I said, now have
Yeah.
you
Yeah. I haven't met him yet, but I was talking to him earlier and I listened to your interview because I listen to you when I go walking. So when I go walking, I put my headphones on and I listen to you.
and
So
that's where I
that's
was
a
like,
good thing.
and I was, and that's where I was like, and I wanted to have you on because I love, you posting about walking. I love you
Oh,
doing that
I love walking
because it's,
because I couldn't do it. So for me, it's important for me to do it.
but,
Being able to go outside, play with my son, play with my kids or something. Yeah, I enjoy it.
and I think but it's incredibly important for you to be posting about it because
Yes,
I think here's the thing is like, I'm sure, I don't know if, well, it doesn't sound like you maybe felt this way, but it's like this, for many of us, there's this feeling of like, I'm not going to be able to do that, you know?
yes.
And so it's just something as simple as here's me walking, you
You
know?
know what? When I was in, my doctor see me, and the guy who put the shunt in my head,
Mm,
and he looked at me and was like he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that I was walking. Where he put me on a live video stream
oh my gosh.
with his other doctors that were taking care of me. And he was like, "Look, remember this guy?" Yeah, because I was in the hospital for so long. I was like 2 months at the hospital, so it was long.
They didn't, and they had no thought that you would, uh,
No,
you would make it this far.
no. Recovery. When I went up there, they would have to take me on a wheelchair
Mm,
or tie a belt on my waist, and
mm.
they would grab me. If I was going to fall, they'd grab me by
Oh,
that belt.
the gate belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I remember
So,
those.
but I hated those. I hated learning how to walk again. It was so painful. They showed me how to walk, how to cook, or how to make a sandwich. They didn't teach me how to put out a fire.
Mm. Dang, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
now, yeah, but then for you, but I mean, everyone's okay though, right?
yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm just not allowed in the kitchen anymore.
Oh, is there a sign up there?
I already know. I
Oh,
know I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to be in there.
yeah. Well, and
My
yeah,
mom calls. My mom calls me. If I tell my mom that like I'm eating something up, she'll call me back. Did you turn it off? And I'm like, yes, mom, I turned it off.
yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, but I mean, I completely understand because there's this thing of this sort of short term memory that
Uh,
yeah, once you have a stroke or a brain injury, you know,
that's what mine is. It's a short term.
yeah,
Like I remember you through a text.
hmm
So you send me a message. I go back. I have to look at my phone constantly, but my
yeah,
short term memory is gone. I mean, I can feel it, but I will forget like that
yeah, like instantly.
instantly.
Oh
Just
yeah, oh yeah. No,
yeah.
I that's what I will always do this in a conversation with people. I do this with my students constantly. Right? If they're telling me something, like, "Hey, Professor Carter, could you look at my draft?" I'll be like, "Hold on," and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, oh, "Look, if I don't write this down, it's not gonna happen."
Exactly. Everything lately, it either got to go on my notes or I'm not going to remember.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I won't remember the beginning. The long term memory, I have, it seems like it's coming back or I can remember. But
Mm.
the beginning part of it, I have to take it all down as much
Yeah.
as I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So either my kids got to be with me or somebody got to be with me to remember these things. 'Cause I won't do it. It'll just go. People will be like, "Well, how can you not remember?" But yeah, I just piece of my brain is gone.
Yeah.
It's not working. There's,
Yeah.
I know there's a piece that just is dead. It's not going to work anymore.
Mm.
So I'll forget things like that. I was watching a movie the other day that I knew I watched, the Justice League, the Dan Snyder version.
Hmm.
I already knew I watched it, but when I started watching it, I was like, I don't remember this part at all.
You know,
At all. I don't remember like 20 minutes of it.
uh,
And I was, oh my God, I've seen this already. I should remember. And that's when I knew this was just a couple of weeks ago. That's when I knew that this was serious because in my head, I was like, how can I not remember this?
yeah, I've
I
seen this.
already seen this. Yeah. So it was mind boggling to me. Like my injury at the time was like, yeah, this is too serious. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Well, yeah, and that. Oh yeah, and Miles, yeah, saying like he's in that same boat, you know. And I know there's a lot of us. Yeah, a lot of us in there. Like, I mean, I remember for me at the start of my injury, like I I I'd have to watch things over
Yeah,
because I no, I wouldn't remember them.
I won't remember.
Yeah.
So to me, TV is like movies. Oh, you've seen that already, but I don't remember it. So everything to me is kind of fresh.
Well, that's
I
kind of
don't
good.
remember. Yeah, it's
So I
kind
mean,
of good.
yeah, it's like I mean, just get the 13 channels. I mean, TBS plays the same movies over and over, but you can just watch them over.
Yeah. Hey, the next day I won't remember 'em.
That's exactly.
Like that. Do it again. Yeah,
Well,
you could just keep playing them.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, I did want to I think there's this the big question that I like to ask because it's not
yeah,
something that I
sure.
thought about for the longest time. It didn't My mom told me this at the start of my injury and it didn't hit me until like 12 years later. Um but you know, they say that you know that recovering from a brain injury is a grieving process. You know, you've got to grieve who you were.
Yeah.
Um, and not that it's a linear thing, but where are you in that process, would you say?
I got a long ways to go. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've only been out of the hospital about a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, with everybody online, yourself, it teaches me a lot. I take little pieces from everybody, from you, from Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I got friends, friends that, you have.
Yeah.
I take little pieces from them
Mm-hmm.
that help me recover. And then there's just some people that are super down, and I hate to see that because there's some people that are like 6 days away from the hospital and they want to recover immediately. But in reality, you just got to work at it. You know, you have to.
Oh, it's one of those things like you think in your mind because you don't have any perception of it. You're like, I'm gonna get out of the hospital and give me a couple months, I'm gonna be back at it.
Exactly. And it's not like that. It's not like that at all. It takes work. It takes a lot of work. And sometimes it's like you want to call in sick. But I remember my sister-in-law told me one time, she goes, because they took me in. My brother, my sister-in-law, they took me in. And I was, at that time, I couldn't walk. I was on a wheelchair, but wheelchair walker.
Hmm.
But they were, she was like, I was in bed that day, and I guess I had been in the room for a little bit, and she was like, "You need to get out, man. Like, aren't you tired of laying down? Like, you just finished fighting for your life. You shouldn't be
But
going." And it's always stuck with me. It's always stuck with me of of just her just telling me this.
yeah,
It
and
just,
so
when I'm here, I think about it. It just makes me want to go out and work harder, you know. And
because
that she did that, and I think that I'm thankful.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, and
because
it
she
sounds
got me out of a slump where they let me go out, they let me walk, they let me. When I left there, I was walking. When I was there, I couldn't.
yeah,
I could barely walk.
but
Yeah,
then for you, you just started pushing forward.
I had to. They made me work out. I would have a therapist who would come over all the time, and he would force me to walk,
Mm.
whether I wanted to or not. I said,
It's
"Okay,
terrible.
we're going to go around the block." I would have to go around the block in my walker, and about halfway through, in my head, I would start cussing him out. And then we would get back, and he would make me work out on the walker.
Uh-huh.
So I would have these workouts on the walker, and it was just crazy. But he got me through it.
It got you to where you are now.
Yeah, because whatever he was giving me, I used it.
Uh-huh.
So the walking, same with my brother, my sister, they all pushed me. So I use that here. Some people tell me, well, why do I do these long walks? It's because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Months of last year, I couldn't walk. So I'm grateful that I could do it.
Yeah, and now, so I guess in for you, I guess it sounds like you're in a great place of just like getting better.
You know what, man? I push myself to get better as much as possible, because it's hard. It's hard, especially with this pandemic here. It's crazy,
Hmm.
because everybody's worried. Nobody wants you to get sick. You don't want to be the sick guy, you know. Uh, my daughter doesn't want to get me sick. My mom doesn't want to get me sick.
Of course.
Friends and family, they don't want to see me sick.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was telling me that she could hear my friends. My niece did a drive-by for me with my friends when I got out the hospital.
Oh, nice.
But it was nice. It was real nice. At the time, I could barely walk. But my mom said that she could hear the guys talking and be like, man, look at this guy he beat fucking, he's walking, he beat a stroke.
That's right.
And she could hear that and she'd be okay. And I mean, my mom could understand that. But she told me, and yeah, it was good.
Oh my gosh. So no, I'm sorry. I was just saying like, dang, yeah. You beat a stroke, you beat a bullet, you beat a knife, you know,
I beat COVID.
you beat COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you said you're not super Catholic, but I think you got some sort of guardian angel. Mhm.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Clearly there is a purpose for you here.
I mean, at this stage of my life, yeah, I do think so. I mean, it's just for me. What I want to show is just I want to work hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that don't think they could walk again, or fear that they're not going to walk again. You got to get up and do it. You got to get up and want it. You know,
You got to get up and work for it.
you got to get up and work for it. No matter how much it hurts.
Mm.
Because it is very painful. It is very. I don't want to do it,
Of course.
but if that's what you want to do, you got to do it. You know.
Yeah, because and I think I find that stroke survivors and brain injury survivors, all of us, uh, we just we don't take no for an answer.
Yes, I've noticed that. There's just I just got to get up and walk, man. If I'm tired, I sit down.
Mm,
If I already know if I hit a certain house, I know this house is a mile. I know this store is a mile.
mm,
So I kind of have my area mapped out.
mm,
I don't go to the gym because of COVID.
mm-hmm.
Even though I have a membership, I don't go. Either do it here. I don't want to get anybody here sick. My
Okay.
kids. Yeah. So for me, it's a big thing not to go. My
Yeah,
kids the other day too were because they had started going to the gym, but I was telling them the reason I don't go is because I don't want to get you guys sick.
of course,
So my daughter was like, "You're right. We're not going to go anymore because they don't want to get sick."
of course, and I mean, and this thing isn't gone yet.
Yeah, no. Over here is like you can go into a store over here if you don't have a mask, they don't want you inside. So
And
I don't want to go to the gym with a mask on.
uh,
I don't. I'd rather take a walk or work out here at home.
yeah,
Yeah. There's a pool here, so I could go swimming.
yeah,
I mean, I haven't lately because it's cold, but yeah,
yeah. It's not
I will.
we're not quite there yet.
Oh, summer's almost here.
Almost here, but it'll be,
Almost here.
but not yet.
But it has to be hot outside to go in that pool.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be reminded of those cold baths.
You know what? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I'd rather take a hot bath than a cold
yeah, oh,
bath.
yeah, yeah. No, so that's why I was like, that's why you can't be going in that pool unless it's super hot outside.
It has to be super hot outside. Yeah. But lately what I'll do is I'll take a hot shower. I'll start off with the hot shower and then I'll end it off with the cold shower.
Oh, dang.
So lately I've been trying to customize my body to go in the pool, even in this cool weather. Even if I go in there just to shock my body for
Hmm.
a minute or so. Yeah.
Just to be able,
So that's what I'm doing right now.
to be able
Yeah.
to get that, I guess, even to get that nice little swim, which
Yeah.
which is something you
It's
couldn't
a
do.
good workout. Yeah. I couldn't do before. So when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I could do this stuff. I couldn't before. Before I was on a bed, I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't go in the pool. I mean, I can't drive now, but oh well, it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is, and it's like I think you can't drive now, and at least though, there's Uber, there's Lyft. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At least, I mean, because I think at the same time, it's like we could complain, right?
yeah, we
But
could.
there's always something,
You know
and
what?
it
In the
takes
long
something.
run, it's going to take too much out of you.
Yeah,
You just got to get up and do it. It's hard, but it's worth it. The outcome for me is definitely worth it. I
absolutely.
mean, I'd rather be walking and talking to you right now than last year. I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
You know, I had to talk with the machine in my throat.
yeah.
And then when I they didn't want me to sleep with it, so I would take it off. I would
Mm.
take it off, put it back in its case, and then they would come and put it back on so I could talk.
Gosh.
Yeah, but then they wanted me to write everything down, and then I was all like, "Well, I can't do that shit either." You know,
Yeah,
don't ask me to. I just had a stroke. Don't ask me to write anything down. Yeah, I could barely remember your name,
yeah.
long less. write everything down.
Oh yeah, and
And you know what? Today with everything, I don't remember phone numbers.
mhm.
So it's hard because when I was growing up, I remember everything.